Good morning, beautiful people. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, just as I am. Why do some people have good days and some people have bad days, right? And on that similar note, another question for you. Why do we go to the grocery store when we're not hungry, right? We all know we shouldn't go to the grocery store when we are hungry, right? Because we're going to buy too much. We're going to buy stuff that we don't need, right? But why do we go when we're not hungry, right? And it's because we have these selfish chemicals, right? The two biggest ones are endorphins and dopamine. I'm only going to be able to touch on endorphins to keep this less than an hour, right? Dopamine's for another story. But it's because these are set up, when we were born, we have this ingrained technology in us to set us up for advantageous repeat behaviors, right? And these are the two chemicals that are going to help us achieve, drive, and help us have that awesome feeling when we get that goal, right? So that's why when we do go to the supermarket, as opposed to the days when we used to hunt and gather, our Paleolithic era, all we're doing is gathering now. We're going to the fridge, but back then we used to hunt, okay? And we would hunt for hours, and there's no guarantee that we're even going to catch anything, right? So we need that release of endorphins because that's what's going to have that drive, that achievement feeling, and keep us going, right? Even if we didn't catch something, there's times when people didn't have food and they knew that they had to go out the next day and provide for their families, right? So what's that long-term strategy that's already ingrained into our body? It's endorphins, right? Nowadays, we have manual labor, we have exercise, but we don't have fasting, natural fasting, right, whether you choose to or not, but natural fasting because we're not hunting anymore. We have the leisure of cars and going to the supermarket, and that's part of the reason, another topic, but quick tangent, that's part of the reason why we have all the diabetes, all the hypertension, and all the other health problems, specifically in America, and we're starting to see it in other developing countries around the world too. So let's jump right into it. Why are endorphins selfish and why are they so important to us, right? The number one and the only reason why we have endorphins is to mask pain, right? That's it. They mask pain because they're a natural opioid. They're a natural opiate to us. So when we work out, we get that great feeling. Guys, I should have made this video like 5 months ago at the beginning of the year, right? When everyone was in the gym, right? It sucked. It sucked ass, didn't it? But when we were done, we had that sense of accomplishment, right? We have that awesome extended release of those endorphins for that short period of time. And it's because that's that achievement. That's that goal. That's us being in tune with who we were before we turned into the society that we're in, right? And it's because this is a natural opiate, we become addicted to that feeling. So guys, that's why we all know the endurance runners. We know the endurance swimmers. We're all not built like that, but over time we learn to get that addiction, that rush, and have the feelings of the endorphins in our body, right? And it's because today we don't have any endorphin released naturally, right? Why is that? It's because we're not hunting and we're not gathering. Plain and simple, and it sucks. So we're addicted to the wrong things. So when we're missing out on this, naturally, unless we're doing manual labor, unless we're exercising, which a lot of us are not partaking in, and I'm speaking just from my own knowledge, look around guys, 70% of us are obese or morbidly obese now. Where's this all coming from, right? That's why I made this in a circle. It's all related. We could cut into the circle anywhere, and I can make full circle of it from anywhere. But we're getting addicted to the wrong things. Guys, we have addictive behaviors. It's okay to be addicted. The problem is we never had the educational sources. We never grew up knowing that it's okay to be addicted, but we never knew how to tap into our hearts and to tap into our minds the correct way, and to be taught that we can be addicted to the things that we love. So when you see people who are alcoholics or people who are addicted to drugs, or like I see every day, the people who are my age and even younger and older, age is not a discriminator here, that are addicted to the hard drugs, the heroin and the opiates. And then, on the news I saw the other day, they're like, oh, we don't know where this heroin problem came from. It's like, the hell we don't. It's from us. It's from us, the healthcare providers, because we don't know anything else except to prescribe the synthetic drugs, right? Why don't we teach people that it's okay to be addicted? Quick story, I'm going to take 30 seconds on this. I used to work with an emergency physician. She was the best. She loved the little kids. It wasn't a pediatric unit, and she, with the whole 9 yards, tableside manner, knowledge, sharp. She was awesome, but she hated it, absolutely hated it, because her parents forced her to become an ER doctor, she wanted to be a kindergarten teacher, right? So someone I recommend if you guys are looking into becoming who you really want to be, right? I feel the natural endorphins up here. That's why I love talking about this. I'm addicted to this, what I'm doing right now for you guys. Look up Gary V-E-E, or his real last name is Vaynerchuk. He'll look at you straight in the face and say, guys, you need to have the uncomfortable conversation first with yourself, and then find out who's holding you back. Sometimes it's only ourselves. Sometimes it's a parent. Sometimes it's a loved one or a spouse. But we need to be willing to have the uncomfortable conversation, just like that ER nurse didn't have with her parents. She didn't sit them down and say, guys, I'm okay making 40, 50 grand or whatever it is a year, but I'm happy. And when you're happy, you win, guys. You've won the game. She's making 300 grand. Miserable, absolutely miserable. And when you see her with a pediatric patient, it makes your heart light up. And it's sad, guys. So going back to this, we're addicted to the wrong things. So because we don't have the correct addictions, because we're not actively working out, we're not actively moving, we all have desk jobs. So what do? We look towards drugs, we look towards alcohol to fill that addiction, to fill that pain mask, right? Because we still have the pain, we still feel emotions, right? We have very complex brains. So the one caveat to the not having endorphins actively through manual labor and exercise is laughter, right? And Stephen Colbert, politics aside, you can love him or hate him, and I'm unbiased in politics because honestly it doesn't matter what I'm trying to do in my life. So, but if we can learn from people, guys, it doesn't matter how you feel about them. Treat everybody as if they know something more than you, and you'll be amazed at how fast your mind and your goals start to be laid out in front of you. So anyways, Stephen Colbert said it best, and he said, try to laugh and be afraid at the same time. You can't. So when I do it at work, I've made people literally in tears, and there's been people at work who have gotten me too. We've laughed so damn hard that our stomach is busting, right? And we don't feel the pain until there's that long stretch of endorphin release, right? Because it's masking the pain, and it feels good, okay? We're achieving an awesome feeling. So laughter actually taps in to our endorphins, and so it's the only caveat to not having the natural release of endorphins that our bodies are made to have. So guys, let's start looking at this as a whole, right? It doesn't matter what body system we look at, our body as a whole. That's why it kills me that we have lung doctors and brain doctors and, foot doctors and bone doctors. But in the end of it, you are your own doctor, guys. You need to be that encompassing doctor for yourself and take control of your own healthcare, right? Going back to that example of the ER physician, she could have done the same, right? She'd be much happier. So I hope this made sense for you guys. If there's anything that you need me to clarify, get a hold of me. You guys know how to get a hold of me. Very available. If there's anything else you guys want to learn about, I'm definitely going to be touching on dopamine because I'm feeling the dopamine up here. I'm feeling the endorphins. Guys, figure out what you want to do in your lives. Figure out what you love. Find out what makes you tick. And I guarantee you're not going to need an alarm clock anymore. You're going to need less sleep. You're going to want to do the things. A couple years ago, you couldn't have paid me to lift weights. You couldn't have paid me to do pull-ups. But just before I jumped on this video, I was doing pull-ups. Didn't even think about it until I was up there doing them. And I was like, yeah, this feels freaking amazing. Guys, because once you start finding out what you really love to do, it's easy. So find out what you love. Get addicted to it, guys. Instead of spreading your knowledge and trying to figure out and fix the things that aren't so good in your life and what you're not really good at and try to raise that, triple, quadruple down at what you're good at and what you love, and you're going to see personal growth. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys like this video. And as always, protect yourselves. See you guys.